Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just love the fact that I have so many cool international eateries around me. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, why I wear super cool shirts? I always like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Dragon Ball shirt. Which I've worn this one plenty of times now. I don't really need to explain Dragon Ball all that much. But in case you're unaware, Dragon Ball, it is a very famous anime from the, I believe, late 80s, if I'm not mistaken. It's the precursor to the more famous Dragon Ball Z, and then, of course, you've had GT and Super, and then they're working on a new thing, not to mention movies, and, like, obviously, when it comes to anime, at least on a global scale, there's no denying that Dragon Ball and its, its affiliates are pretty much the biggest and best-known anime around the world. I am a bigger fan of the original Dragon Ball than I am any of the subsequent stuff. I appreciate the fact that it's a little bit more just kind of fun. It's more of an adventure. I also tend to like the fight scenes a lot more, if I'm being entirely honest. Like, I saw a thing where there was one guy who's doing like Dragon Ball content, and he was talking about it, and he was like, no, I was never about martial arts and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, but then it just became about, like, flashy fucking super moves and stuff, and, not saying there isn't more to it, but I don't know. I always like the original Dragon Ball a little bit more, personally. But anyway, what am I trying for you folks today? What are we doing? Why is it a global experience? Well, literally just a couple days ago, I went over there and I tried out some food from a place called Colombian's Taste, which happens to be a Colombian food place. And I happened to notice that literally in the same strip mall, they have a Peruvian restaurant. And I was like, fucking Peruvian food! So, boom, Peruvian food! This is from a place called Peru Caters. Like I said, it's literally just like, you could go to either the Colombian place or the Peruvian place with ease. They're pretty much right next to one another. I tried out the Colombian place already, so I figured, fuck it, Peruvian, man. I've never had Peruvian food. I don't know anything about Peruvian food, but I will say this. I really like the atmosphere that they had. It's kind of a little hole-in-the-wall place. The people who were running it, like the super nice old couple, they were extremely awesome. Like, they left a very nice impression. And extra points, they flat out were like, okay, you clearly don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, yes, that's right. And they're like, okay, we're going to help you. So they went over there and they they showed me pictures of all the dishes and they gave me explanations for them. So, the first dish that I'm going to try of the Peruvian variety is called, and I apologize, I'm going to butcher the shit out of the name. It is called Arroz, Chaufa, Mixto, which is basically fried rice. Consists of tenderloin, chicken, shrimp, eggs, veg, soy sauce, and spices. And it looks like this. Ha 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 ha. Now, folks, I love me some fried rice. Love it. I'm a big, big fan. So I'm super excited to get Peruvian's take on this Asian classic. So, let's grab some silverware. They also gave me some, like, onion sauce to go with it. I'm just going to try it plain for my first go, and then I'll add the onion stuff, because I'm not the biggest onion guy. We all know that, but I mean, and I will say, is a little bit on the expensive side. Dishes were around $18 to $24, but you do get a shitload of food, and ultimately, it's about the quality. If the quality is there, then hey, paying a little bit extra can very much be worth it. So let's give it a go. Let's see how they do with it. This is super good. I love that with the seafood, because it's not, where's the thing? Because it's listed as just shrimp, but they definitely tossed in extra stuff, because this right here, That's some octopus. Very well cooked octopus. Got the egg. I mean, the thing is, it's like, yeah, you think about paying $24 for some fried rice. That's a little bit much, you know, more than a little bit much. But at the same time, what are they putting into the rice? You know, is it just your basic bitch stuff, or are they going over there and putting in premium ingredients? Clearly with this, they're putting in some very nice ingredients. I mean, right off the bat, boom, giant freaking shrimp. This is very good. This is very good fried rice. And it's cool because it's similar to fried rice I've had for sure. But it's also different in certain ways. For one thing, typically you get fried rice. I love fried rice. It's a decadent thing, you know. You don't usually think of rice as being decadent, but fried rice definitely is. With this, it's a little bit more subtle. It's still full of flavor, but instead of it being kind of that heavy fry flavor that you get with typical fried rice, it's more about the different ingredients, more about what's in them and adding to that flavor. So it's kind of interesting that on the one hand, it has a little bit more of a premium kind of taste to it, but at the same time, it doesn't have the same like kind of decadence to it. You know, it's a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit lighter. But this is very good. You got squid in there. I can genuinely say I've never had squid in fried rice before. This is very good. This is, I mean, I figured it was going to be very good. You could tell, just from the way they were doing things, they're obviously putting a lot of love and care into their food. It shows. Like, flat out, it shows. And while, yeah, again, $24 for some fried rice, but I never had fucking squid in my fried rice. I never had octopus. I never had full-on fucking head-on shrimp in my rice. So, now that said, we've got the onion things, which I'm so sad to do, but they recommended it. They were like, yeah, no, this is for the thing. It's like, all right. Open. Okay. I was doing it from the wrong way. Fair enough. I's an idiot. So let's go ahead and kind of get it in there. That's just so much. My guess is that I probably will be a bigger fan of it without. But at the same time, hey, I'm going to go with what they tell me. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, and again, I mean, you know, like with most things, onions can be used well. It's not my favorite particular thing. But, alright, let's kind of get a little bit. Get some squid, get some rice. Get some onions. Ooh. The onions aren't bad. They're definitely like soaked in something. It goes over there, it takes away like that harshness that you get with like raw onions. And it has like almost like a citrusy kind of taste. I wonder, because I saw that they had ceviche on their menu. I wonder if they went over there and like they dipped this, you know, like if they soaked it in lime or something like that. And if that's the case, and that that's the result that you get, why the fuck aren't we doing this more often when it comes to... Because I was expecting to just chomp into this and get a mouthful of onion flavor. But no, now it's got this like added kind of citrusy, you know, it's still got an onion aspect to it for sure. But it dials back the onion a little bit. Gives a little extra texture to the dish. And kind of opens it up a little bit more. It manages to go over there and take, you know, the fried rice, which even this version, you know, it's still fried rice. It gives it almost like a freshness kind of thing. I can see why they have that. I can see why they recommend it. Good on them. Alright, I have to stop eating this now because otherwise I'm just going to eat it all. I still have another thing to review. This is super good. I really, really like this. It is, so here's the thing. If I'm comparing it to like other fried rices, right? It plays a different role for me. If I wanted some classic style fried rice, I would not get this rice. Because this, although it's, obviously similar in composition, this is doing a lot more. There's a lot more complexity to it. And like I said, it doesn't have that same decadence to it, and sometimes you just want that same decadence. However, when it comes to this being its own dish, this is one of those things, excuse me, this is one of those things where, excuse me again, sorry, I tend to get the hiccups really easily. This is one of those dishes where it's kind of like, yeah, it's a fried rice dish, but at the same time, it feels like a different slot for me. And it's like this wonderful take on, this classic dish that I love, but it's been opened up, it's been given sort of a premium kind of, style presentation, and it's wonderful. I mean, two questions have to be asked, folks. I know I've been running long on this one. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. I went into this rooting for this place and rooting for Peruvian cuisine because I've never had Peruvian cuisine, and on top of that, I just, like I said, I like the owners and everything. I like their little setup. So, when it came time to actually try this stuff, I was like, please be good, because I don't want to have to go over there and, be negative about this stuff. And not only am I being positive, but like I'm having this thing that's really been just kind of eye-opening for what something like fried rice can be, when it's applied this way. And that's just wonderful for me, And, yeah, it costs a little bit more. It wouldn't be my go-to fried rice, but at the same time, it's the type of fried rice where it's like, if I wanted it, that would be the fried rice I would have to get. I could not substitute it because it is exceptional. If I am recommending it to people, yeah, I think, and if you're somebody like me who you have, no experience with Peruvian food, it's a little bit weird to see like, an Asian style dish on there, but, they seem to have just a mix of different inspirations and stuff for their cuisine. And this is a really cool take on something that I think a lot of, especially here in the United States and probably even around the world at this point, a lot of people have tried. So this is a really good version of it. So I would definitely recommend it. Now, all that said, final 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, Spanish rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly Peruvian food-tastic rest of your life, I guess, man, because they clearly know what they're doing. At least this place does. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. It can be a bitch. Even as I'm doing this today, I'm having a nice Friday and everything. It's chill and stuff. But it's like, it's not always going to be that way. There's going to be days that are really going to test you. And when they do, it's important. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Explore your local cuisine, okay? Go over there. Hit up spots you've never been to. Google that shit. Or better yet, just keep an eye on stuff. Because a lot of times I've found with Google, it's like you hit up restaurants. It's like, oh, yeah, restaurants. But then it's like, well, wait a second. I know for a fact that there's a restaurant here, here, and here, and you're not listing those. A little bit shady, Google, a little bit shady. Absolutely hit these places up because, and to that end, by the way, I just need to mention, this review is going to end up on my Sampler Platter Local Love playlist because this is a local spot just to me, so there we go. It's going to, tie into that. But yeah, absolutely, man, because you never know what you're going to get. And yeah, it's not always going to be fantastic. But sometimes it is, and I've personally found that the risks, involved, And the gains involved are definitely worth the risk because, man, oh man, this is really good food. Bye!